and I just like immediately pulled over. I was like, he's obviously gonna like come pull me over. So I just pull over and he like runs over to my car, like opens my door and is like, turn off the engine. And I'm like crying, like, oh God, like what? But I heard this voice in my head, like, tell the truth.
I don't know. Addiction's weird because you can become addicted to anything, and
Yeah,
it just
that's true.
trips some people up and it doesn't trip up others.
That's true.
Yeah. You could become addicted to yoga. I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody has done that, but that's possible.
that's an interesting point that you bring up. Yeah, I think you definitely could be addicted to yoga. That's something that I felt like, during my meditation practice when I became, when I was pregnant, actually, I was like, for some reason, I didn't want to meditate at one point, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna force myself to meditate just because I've been doing this every day for a while. I was like, actually, I want to learn how to be okay without that and not become like dependent on it to be like I have to be okay to if I meditate. So it's interesting that you say that.
That's interesting. Yeah. You were you meditating heavily before you stopped at that point? Was it a daily thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
every day, yeah. And
And you
then
just felt like you didn't want to be stuck doing that.
well, it was just like something inside me was like I didn't feel like I wanted to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like, force
Force
myself to
yourself.
keep doing it just because I've been doing it every day. And I thought, okay, well, I'm just gonna listen to whatever. That was when, I was focusing on really listening to that inner voice, that inner guidance. So I was like, okay, I'm not sure why I'm being guided not to meditate right now, but um, yeah,
Do you feel like that voice has guided you through a lot of your life?
a lot more. Yes, actually. Um, yeah, I have a story I'll share if you're interested.
Yeah.
Cause well, like I was saying earlier, it's funny like looking back on certain things that have happened in my life and now like understanding like, oh, okay, that's what that was. So I have healed my relationship with alcohol, but used to drink a lot uh, unconsciously and just a lot more than yeah, not in a good way. And um, so one night when I was actually 20, I was at a party and drinking a little bit, not excessively at that time, although at other times I had drank way too much. Anyway, so I was leaving this party and it was like really late, like I don't know, sometime in the wee hours of the morning. And I was driving down a windy side road and forgot where the stop sign was on the road. When I came to it, I thought, there's probably nobody coming through the stop sign. I'll just roll through. It's like, 2 a.m., whatever. Um, and guess who's also coming through the stop sign? A police officer. So I actually, he like had to slam on his brakes in order to not be in a T-bone situation with me. And I went in front of him and I just like immediately pulled over. I was like, he's obviously gonna like come pull me over. So I just pull over and he like runs over to my car, like opens my door and is like, turn off the engine. And I'm like crying, like, oh God, like what? But I heard this voice in my head, like, tell the truth. And I was like, okay. So he goes, have you been drinking? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, are you 21? And I'm like, no. And he's like, so you're not supposed to have any alcohol in your blood at all? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, can somebody come and pick you up and be here in 20 minutes? And I was like, yes. And so yeah, he let me go and he told me, I hope you never do this ever again. And you're really lucky that I'm just got off work and that you didn't kill me because my wife would have been really mad. Yeah, so that was really crazy and definitely like shook me up and changed something in me. And actually, I hold honesty at a very high standard now because I used to lie through my teeth about all sorts of shit. And now I only ever tell the truth because of that, I think. And yeah, looking back, I'm like, that was like, I mean, I was being guided by something to help me in that situation. I was like not supposed to get a DUI because he told me like if you had said anything other than what you said, I would have been, giving you a breathalyzer test or whatever,
Yeah,
taking you to the
throwing the book
station.
at you.
And yeah, so that was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice cop for letting you go.
I know. He also said I can tell that you're a good person and that you're not trying to, I lived in an area at that time where there was a lot of other crazy people around, and he could tell that I was not one of them. So, yeah.
Wow. And that was a catalyst for you to not lie anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it took a while after that.
Yeah, you
It
always
wasn't like
squeeze in a few
immediate.
extra. Like, well, maybe I'll lie this one last time.
Yeah. But it's definitely, I think that was a huge reason that now I really do my best to always tell the truth in every situation to everybody.
It's weird those little guiding moments that you have in
Mhm.
life. Where you have this idea of, oh, I should do this. And
Mhm.
then it either pans out or it doesn't. But in that case, it panned out, right? That little voice in the back of your head.
It felt
Don't
almost like
lie.
it wasn't me.
Like it was somebody else or something else saying, hey,
Yeah.
do this and you're going to be okay.
Yeah, like I kind of wonder if it was like part of my spirit team or something. Like I don't know. I feel
A
like I've
cheerleader
been
somewhere looking out for you. Hey, I got your
yeah.
back.
So I mean seriously, yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm,
I I think moments like that really really alter your path, right? Can put you on.
definitely.
Cause I mean, imagine if you would have, if that, even if that wasn't a cop and that was somebody else and they T-boned you,
Right?
that would have been a whole new course direction.